Hello and how are you? I hope that you're able to see what I want to do in this particular pose, that the angle isn't too far off that you can't see what it is that I'm doing. So this particular one is, what do you call it? I think they can call it as well a sleeping abdominal twist pose. And then there's another version of it which is a universal twist pose as well, which is really good for twisting the abdomens. So that's good for your digestive tract, but it's also really good for your lower back. It's a particular one that I love doing for my lower back pain, and again I do it in the morning times and I do it in the evening times when I get a chance. Now, I have had issues with my back in the last while, so my flexibility isn't as good as what it was, so bear with me. If you can go further along in the stretch, please do so. And if you can't, I will show you alternative positions and poses that you can do, okay? So this one, you're going to lie back on your mat. You're going to place your hands behind your head, so interlock your fingers, place your hands behind your head, and I'll show you what to do. My lovely dog has decided to join me. Her name is Joy, so I need to move her out of the way. Hi, Joy. Up she goes. Oh, good girl. Lie down there. Lie down there. Good girl. Okay. So, we'll lie down on your mat. Interlock your fingers. Hands behind your head. You're going to bring your knees up to your chest. And you're just going to rock your knees over to the right side of your body. And you're going to put your head to the left side of your body. I'll just move back here now for a moment so you can see. So, lie on your back, bring your knees over to the right side of your body and your head over to the left hand side. So this is a sleeping abdominal stretch, okay? Taking a few nice deep breaths here. If you want, just kind of really push your knees down into the ground so you get a bit more of a stretch here. Joy. Shh, shh, shh. Joy. Excuse me. And keep your left arm pushed into the ground. So you're going to be looking in the opposite direction to the way that your knees are, okay? And then you're going to take a deep breath in. Lift up your knees. Breath out as you bring your knees down to the left side. And you turn towards the right. And take a few deep breaths in here as well. So a universal spinal stretch is another version you can do is keep your left leg down straight, put your right foot either beside your right knee or just above your kneecap, not leaning on your kneecap, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to put your left hand on your right knee and your right hand is going to be out straight with your palms facing down. And you're going to start bringing your left knee over to your right knee over to the left hand side of your body. So here for me now, that's quite a good deep stretch. You bring your right head over to your right arm and you look across at your middle finger. This is a lovely stretch. I'm after getting a bit of a crack there now, which is nice. It relieves some of the pain for myself. I can leave myself in this position and take a few nice deep breaths in and out here. Or if I want, I can bring my knee down further down to the ground if you can. So it's going to be like this. You bring your right knee, down to the ground. And you can keep on going as far as you can till your knee is flush on the ground. And your right hand is outstretched. And your gaze is going over your middle finger on your right hand. If that's too far for you, then just stop where you need to stop. So say I would stop about here. Sometimes what I like to do is rather than stretching all across along here, I like to get more of a stretch down in my lower back. So it's a bit too much pressure on my arm here. So you can always change every pose you want to suit yourself, okay? So sometimes I might put my hand here and I just lean on my right leg, on my knee area, and just guide my knee down very slowly while I'm breathing out all the time. Just go as far as you can, never put yourself under too much pressure. and I get a lovely nice deep stretch there. It's extra stress on your body to bring your arm out like this, but that's only if you find this difficult. Some people might find this particularly easy. We all have different, what would you call it? Different abilities, I suppose, and some are flexible in more areas than others. So it's a nice stretch like this. So I'm still going to look over my right side and take a few deep breaths here. In time, what I can do is keep my right hand here rather than going all the way up here to have a parallel and straight, and take my few deep breaths, and in time I will be able to get my right arm all the way over here and look over my right shoulder with having my right shoulder on the mat. Slowly we're going to come back up again. Put your hand here if you need to kind of press down into it. Release your hand from your knee and bring yourself back up slowly. Very slowly, because that's a very deep spinal stretch, okay? And we're going to do the same then on the other side. So we're going to place the right leg down. We're going to lift up the left knee. We're going to start turning. We're going to put the right hand on the left knee very gently. It's just going to guide this knee down. Slowly turning it, keeping your gaze over your left shoulder, so opposite shoulder to opposite knee, all the way down. I'm going to bring this hand in here so I get my knee all the way down to the ground. And I'm going to take a few breaths here, in and out, through the nose. I can really feel that giving me a lovely deep stretch on the lower back. Honestly guys, after a day's work or a night out with high heels, this is a lovely stretch. So again, as I said, what I can do is in time, put my hand here, and eventually I'm going to work on having my hand up higher and higher and higher and have my gaze out over my middle finger. If I want to ease into this slowly and do the opposite rather than doing this, I can have my hand going out straight. I can look over my left shoulder onto my middle finger. Let me just try this here. But I won't be able to go down as far with my knee. So you have two options. One is to go down less with your knee, but to get that gaze over your shoulder to get more of a stretch, so to be working on those muscles here. Or the other is to bring your hand down where it's comfortable for you with your right hand on top of your left knee and bring your knee down as far to the ground as you possibly can. And taking a few breaths here. You can choose also if you want to keep your bottom leg, the under leg, bent, or you can indeed have that leg straight if you want a little bit more of a stretch. Again, there are a few different options for yourself, and choose what's right for you. So we're going to bring our knee back up again. We're going to line ourselves back in the middle. If you find any of those particularly difficult, as I said, all you have to do is interlock your fingers behind your head to support your head. Breathe out, bring your knees up, and we're going to just rock. You can do slow rocking movements here if you like. This is very nice for your back. Or if you want, you can bring your knees down to the ground and back up into the middle and back down to the ground again. Another thing, if you find that it's too sore or uncomfortable on your arms, keep your hands down by your sides and then just rock slowly back and over. Some of you might like to wrap your arms around your knees and bring them up. It's a lovely comforting position. It's something that you'd feel like that you did when you were a child. There's something really nice soothing about it. There are two different things you can do here. You can rock your body from side to side like so. Very gently. So you're massaging your lower back and your pelvic area there. I try not to go over too far because I tend to, like this, fall over and it's more difficult to get back again. I have to kind of push it. Now some people are really good at rolling back and over. And another thing some people might like to do is rather than going side to side, or to do both, you can go side to side or rock forward back. And that's really nice spinal massage as well if you like on your back. And then you come back down again with your feet down flat. Keep your hands here. Bring yourself back to your centre. Go back into your deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Keep your knees bent if you find your back is particularly sore, or if you like, you can keep your hands in Shavasana down by your sides and your legs down straight. So you just come back to your center, relax your body, sink into the ground. It's really good to end your practice doing this, guys, and try to quiet your mind as much as you possibly can, not have any thoughts, and if you do have thoughts, just allow your thoughts to actually come and go. You can keep your hands down like this, or some people like to have them up like this. Again, guys, it's all about choice in yoga, and do what really, really suits you. Take a few breaths here, or indeed if you'd like to do some meditation from this particular pose, then fire ahead and do so. So there are my spinal twists, for very good for lower back pain, yeah, very good for back pain. And if there's any other poses that you would like me to teach you, to really get down to the nuts and bolts and the basics. I know sometimes in yoga, especially in vinyasa flow, it can be quite fast moving and it's hard to find the foundations and things, and some people might not understand them. I know that was a difficulty for me when I started. And just remember that vinyasa and hatha are pretty much the same thing. It's just with hatha you're going to be taking a good few more breaths in one particular pose, and then in vinyasa it's more of a flow, kind of more like a rhythm, I suppose just kind of a rhythm, like a kind of a dance to it. Okay, so I hope that you enjoy that, and I will see what else I can do for you. Okay, take care, good evening, good night.